It's 4:30 on WKYT this morning. Many roads in Lexington still have not been cleared after a winter storm walloped the city. We'll have the latest on Lexington's response.
In Scott County, overnight fog and icy roads have caused police officers to urge folks not to go out unless absolutely necessary.
Boy, do we have some frigid temperatures outside as we hit the afternoon in the 20s, but going in toward the weekend, it looks much better, feels much better after some of these record lows. I'll show you that coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. We've made it to Friday of this very tough week in Kentucky weather. Welcome in. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. At least you can get out on the roads, though, at this point.
Yes.
For a lot of folks.
At least the main roads, right, at this point, because there's been a lot of work and a lot of clearing. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris, who's tracking, finally, some improvements in all of this. But it is a first alert severe weather day, and now at 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning, more than 100 schools are closed today, and snow is still covering the roads after a historic snowfall hits the Bluegrass State.
Some folks aren't just dealing with snow. They're dealing with high water from this week's rain.
A lot of us below zero this morning. Lexington at zero, Mount Sterling at zero, but look at Danville, Richmond. Go off into Crab Orchard. It's really cold this morning. We're tracking those record lows and also better temperatures the next several days. Coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
It's Friday. Good morning and welcome in. It's good to have you with us on WKYT. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Hope you're doing all right and you have shoveled your way out a little bit of your home. Well, yesterday was officially the biggest two-day snowstorm on record for the city of Lexington with 17.1 inches of snow.
Here in early March.
Now at 5:30, drivers were stranded for more than 20 hours. Coming up, how the National Guard helped rescue people and their pets on Interstate 65.
Also on WKYT this morning, Harrison Ford's condition this morning after a small plane crash near Santa Monica in California.
Record-breaking temperatures this morning, not just yet in Lexington, but we have far surpassed it in Frankfort, already breaking a record, and we have a couple more hours to go. We'll track the latest details on that and also look towards your weekend and next week, much better temperatures. That's coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you on your Friday. We are looking forward to those improvements in weather after the tough patch we've been through. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. I think my dogs are too.
Yeah, I think everybody's dogs. Everybody's ready for a little warmer weather. And it's going to get better. But this morning, once again, we're potentially. Now at 6 a.m. on WKYT this morning, Kentucky is still under a state of emergency after a historic snowstorm has been punishing the Commonwealth. See the progress that road crews are now making before you head out this morning.
Drivers in one Kentucky county are ordered not to be out on the roads. We'll have an update from the state's capital next.
And a lot going on this morning with temperatures now. That's what our focus is on at this moment. We're in the minus category for several locations. Now getting off towards your weekend, and next week it gets much better. And I'll show you those numbers coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Top of the morning to you from the WKYT News team as we're below the bottom of the thermometer this morning, below zero in many locations. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. This headline is not the drama, it is the truth.
It is. Battered and buried. Talks about this huge snowstorm that. Now, just after 6:30 on WKYT this morning, Governor Steve Beshear declares another state of emergency after a big historic snowstorm still causing a lot of problems across the Commonwealth this morning.
The Kentucky National Guard still helping state police get around parts of the state that picked up more than 2 feet of snow.
Very cold temperatures is what our focus is in on now. Look at that, -8 in Mount Sterling. We even have colder conditions just a little bit north of that, but a lot of people below zero. 30s and 40s this weekend, 40s, 50s, and 60s next week. I'll show you that forecast coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
It's Friday. Good morning and welcome in. A lot of you don't have to go today. Some do have to go out despite all of the cold, so we're glad you're with us in any case. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. We picked up anywhere from a foot to close to 2 feet in some parts.
Main roads in Lexington are looking much better, but some of these side streets aren't. We'll tell you what road crews are hoping will take care of them.
It was a rough morning for several plow trucks in Boyle County. It's a beautiful day, a lot of sunshine heating us up very rapidly, but when you're coming from below zero, you don't really get that high. Cold today, gets better toward the weekend, much better later on next week. I'll show you that forecast and these nice warm temperatures coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at Noon.
Good afternoon from WKYT News. What a week it has been. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. The snow is no longer falling in the bluegrass, but we're still dealing with the aftermath from treacherous.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Good afternoon. Bill Bryant and Barbara Bailey here at WKYT News as we welcome you back a day after record-setting snowfall. We woke up to record-setting cold today.
Dealing with much better weather rolling in for the weekend. We will trace our record-setting cold before we get to a little bit of a thaw. That's just ahead.
While the snow has stopped falling, crews still have a lot of work to do to clear all the roads and side streets. We're live in Lexington tracking travel conditions. And the winter storm brought out the best in many people. We'll tell you about Lexington Mayor Jim Gray's Nice Neighbor Contest.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
Good afternoon. A water rescue is underway right now in
Our winter storm finally gives way to better weather. I'm tracking a thaw for your weekend in just a moment.
Good afternoon. Sam, Dick, and Amber Philpott reporting. Well, the meltdown has finally started. Driving conditions in many places still tricky. For the most part, the main roads are in.
Road crews in Boyle County battled treacherous conditions this morning.
We'll hear from deputies who say 2 salt trucks ran off the road.
The work is far from over here in Georgetown after yesterday's historic weather event. However, city officials say a lot of progress is being made, and that is due to their
normal.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
Good afternoon. Want to get to this right away. A rescue effort has just wrapped up in Clark County along the Kentucky River.
The call.
Rolling into our weekend with a much better weather forecast playing out throughout central and eastern Kentucky. I'm finally the bearer of better news when I come back in a moment.
It's been a long and difficult 48 hours, but road crews from the city of Nicholasville are nearly done cleaning up.
About fraudulent tax return claimed that $1,000 student credit, and they requested the IRS do a split refund.
Tax time means scam time. We'll tell you how to spot a tax return scam that could easily entrap you. That's coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening to you. Another record-setting winter day in the bluegrass. Many areas hit record lows this morning, and
roads in Lexington are improving, but drivers are still finding some problems tonight. How snow-covered streets could affect University of Kentucky fans this weekend.
in southern Kentucky, some rivers and streams are still rising tonight. Now, emergency officials are warning people living nearby about more flooding.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Good evening to you. For many of us, the day began with record cold temperatures below zero, along with a record-setting snowfall. It has been a harsh week of winter weather.
Oh, has it ever? But fun.
Tracking that and the potential for some rain showing up in your 7-day outlook coming up.
What road crews are doing in one central Kentucky city to make sure the snow doesn't lead to street flooding in the coming days.
A rescue and a warning for people in Clark County.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening. It's been a historic week of winter.